What's up, everyone? My name's Chris Marshall with my boy Frank G. We are the hosts of Build Your Empire podcast. Frank G, tell the people what we do.
What's going on, everybody? Chris and I, we discuss established empires while showcasing us building ours.
Episode 99, ladies and gentlemen. Episode 99, Frank.
99.
One
We made it
away
almost.
from a century.
Crazy.
100.
Yeah, I have my a
Go
listener.
ahead.
One of the listeners is like, I got to sponsor a bottle of Ciroc. So I was going to tell you, we probably got to do this the next episode together. Although next episode might be Ankit. So
Next episode will be Ankit, which was going to actually alludes to my point, and I can't wait for Ankit. But for anyone who listens to the show, knows that the show is essentially about money. It's about our journey to hopefully financial freedom and happiness and filled with passion and love, as well as other people's journeys, hopefully filled with passion, love, and financial freedom.
yes, sir.
But I just want to say, invest and don't gamble, and stop playing with emotions and stop looking at hindsight.
What is I feel like the hindsight, you're like talking to me.
Definitely talking to you as well as a bunch of other people, because people, I mean, hindsight just does nothing but give you high blood pressure and frustration.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think I got my blood pressure under control, but certainly hindsight gets you frustrated.
Well, I mean, there's no absolute reason to be frustrated on something that you can't control, which is the past. I mean, I look towards the future.
That's good advice to tell anyone, if you can't control it.
You can't worry about it. Well, you can tell me the same advice though, because I get my high blood pressure comes from when people can't understand what I'm trying to communicate, which I can't control that.
Yeah, there's a lot we can't control in this world, but we certainly can't control if we gamble or invest. A lot of people are probably gambling in the last few days, though.
Well, and again, I wish we waited for Ankit, but I mean, it really is frustrating me that people are just they're headline reading, and then they're taking their 10,000 or however money they have, and just putting it in whatever they read.
Well, that's, I guess, the problem with the Robin Hood era and the young people.
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is simple access to trade, which is creating market manipulation, which is making some people rich, most people poor.
A lot,
people,
yeah.
People aren't understanding the difference between investing and gambling. And we went over our 4 vices: drugs, prostitution, gambling, alcohol. We went over this in episode like 93.
Yeah, so clearly gambling is a vice. But
this fucking guy got a smile on, fucking idiot, when I said those vices.
What do you want from me? Everybody's got a vice.
Fucking guy, what's yours? What's yours? What are your vices?
Yeah, it's maybe 1 or 2 out of those 4.
I bet.
I know we do. This is definitely an interesting topic for when Ankit's here, but they shut down that Reddit page. They're like, I just looked at it. You can't even get on it.
It doesn't matter.
I mean, well, that's just kind of crazy how I mean, you can see the damage it's kind of causing, or like at least the hysteria.
I mean, it's the same thing when it goes to the news and politics and mainstream media. I mean, people headline read without any true information, and then they repeat it, and then it's a game of telephone, which is really a lack of critical thinking and a huge lack of education and wisdom.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly feel bad if all the first-time investors are thinking this is like the smartest buy. Someone like posted something on Facebook saying how they weren't able to get into AMC because they were blocking the trades, and they were like pissed. And I was like, just be thankful. I was like, thank the app that you couldn't get in.
I mean, that's sound advice for you right now. I'm honestly stunned of the amount of people who, not to sound mean, who I would assume are kind of stupid, who are like, everybody and their mother is posting about these stocks going up, people making money, X, Y, Z. Literally, you have a better chance of betting on the Super Bowl.
Yeah, absolutely. Which is even crazy to think about.
It's probably more fun to do that. If like if you're thinking about doing or buying these uh, stocks, bet on the game. It's way more fun.
Well, that's it. So yeah, I mean, back to your point where you see all these people on social media, that I've never seen this many people on Facebook talk about the stock market.
One stock,
Yeah,
one stock that has absolutely no future.
yeah,
Where it's
crazy.
it's incredible.
Yeah, it really is. But it also it's incredible, kind of in another way, where you could see how people or the internet were like, well, fuck these hedge,
I see where
these
you're
hedge
going,
managers.
and we'll wait for Ankit for that
Yeah,
particular conversation because it is a battle. But I just hate how people could be so easily manipulated, and they're doing the headline reading. And I'm going to keep using that phrase because it's exactly what it is. They're misinformed, and they're blowing their money away, and that's okay because I'll take it.
it ain't my money.
Well, I'm saying I'll take their money when they lose it.
Yeah,
Because I keep gaining. I keep gaining. No matter where I look, except for today, I'm down
yeah.
4,000.
Today
But
was a tough day.
normally, everywhere I look, there's green. It's green.
Well, I mean, that's because we're paper chasers.
I don't even like saying that. I like to say I'm a paper finder.
Paper just appears where we look. But
Um,
that's because we're intelligent about what we do. We're not just a headline reading.
well, I think when you break this down, I think a lot of it comes to, you can't invest with emotion. That's one of like the first rules they tell you. And all this is emotion. It's FOMO, right? Fear of
Clearly, yeah,
missing out.
yeah.
So all these people are doing the one thing you're not supposed to, which is invest with emotion. And
Certainly lose money that way.
it's just funny. It's funny that like out of all the stocks you could choose, all the companies to talk about, all the bright future that's ahead of us with these companies, that all the money that could be made, you're talking about GameStop. Should you buy GameStop?
Well, I mean, as a gamer, it's nice to see, but clearly it's falsified. I mean, GameStop has no future. Everything is digital. There's just no point in having a store like that any
Now,
longer.
granted, well, they just came out with a new CEO about a month ago,
Yeah, the
though,
guy
who,
that is the head of Chewy.
correct, who does want to go from a digital in a digital storefront here, right? I mean, they're brick and mortar, 10,000 stores. It's pretty much blockbuster. But what's interesting is could the video game world work on a streaming platform?
I mean, as in you stream video games. I mean, people stream what they play.
Well, no, they buy and download what they play, correct?
You could buy things online. Yeah, you don't have to
Yeah,
go to the
but
store any longer.
that's not streaming though. So what I mean by the
As
streaming
in, like,
platform,
if you
a,
log on
a,
to,
a Netflix,
yeah,
as
yeah,
in you log into Netflix and then you have access to all these games, Call of Duty, uh, XYZ, right? That's will that model work in the future? I had this argument. I don't know because Cyberpunk alone generated 300 million paid off the game in one day. So if you were to have that on a streaming service, you're not going to generate that money.
yeah. But also, when you're talking about a game, you have to like download it. So I don't know how big this hard drive or like cloud is gonna be.
So that's that the server. Yeah, that was actually my point when this conversation was brought up because the innovation of gaming and streaming may come to that. I personally don't see it because I think there's more money for. I mean, GTA 6 is going to generate more money in a week than the streaming service could in like 5 years.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. In that sense, yeah. I mean, individual parties are the dev creators of video games. Yeah, absolutely. But everything is you're buying online, so it is interesting to see. I mean, if GameStop could somehow renovate their entire business model, that actually would be quite interesting.
I mean, good luck to them. The gaming world in itself has adapted and innovated to just crazy times. I mean, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, Yeah, I mean, the gaming rigs, the setups now, your setup, the setup I have in like the next 2 months, it's going to be absolutely insane. I mean,
Hopefully
10,
sooner.
15, I don't know, 15 years ago, though, people did not invest in video gaming. Kids did not want to be professional gamers.
No, yeah.
It's unique
It
how
was
that
very
kind of.
rare. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess more and more kind of games came out. I mean, to be honest, a lot of kids also less that they went outside less. But it's interesting to see even like Twitch, the platform that streams video games, now has a podcast like setting called Just Chatting. So like everyone's adapting to podcasting.
Well, now if you're getting into podcasting, I actually just posted that. Kevin Hart came out with a new podcast. I mean, 2020, if you noticed, a lot of celebrities came out with podcasts
Yeah, because
because
they knew they needed something they could do without going outside.
I also think they see the potential and opportunity in
Absolutely.
podcasting, but it didn't. Although it's commercial, it didn't hit the consumers yet. So, in 2009, everyone created a Facebook page. Everyone's
Hmm.
going to have a podcast. It's just a matter of time and who has the best podcast.
Maybe not everyone, but like certainly a large
I am
amount of the
telling you,
population.
in 2 years, 6 out of 10 people may have a podcast, at least half.
That's a lot of people to have like a lot of things to talk about. Because there's people, how
It
many
is a lot.
how
Well,
many people you have friends on Facebook or Instagram that barely post anything? So they could, yeah,
I
all right,
tell
you
you what,
can,
a lot of them are posting GameStop right now. And I see what
yeah,
you're saying. Would they use a voice outlet to create content and be consistent,
yeah,
XYZ? Well, I don't know. I mean, I've seen a lot of people, to your point, on my Facebook and Instagram who don't post. But at one point, I did see them try.
yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, that's because it takes effort to content create.
But people always try. People always want to talk about themselves. I just think the gap is going to be the branding aspect, which we ourselves haven't even conquered. So imagine, someone in 2 years trying to do it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm sure once it reaches like that mass, like Facebook creating a Facebook has, there's obviously going to be people who master it, and I mean, maybe it'll change as well for us. Who knows? I mean, different things. My cousin today actually DM'd me after I posted something about hot sauce and ketchup, and he's like, I want to pick your brain about podcasting because I have a lot of veteran events coming up, and I just think it's a good outlet to get us out there and get these events. So obviously, you would have to build a
So that
platform.
that's actually interesting that he said that. Shout out to your cousin. Um, I thought about my own company, and I actually wanted to talk corporate in this show, but we're going wherever. There's a few things. Wait till you hear my brash decision. My brash opinion. My brash opinion's coming. Trust me, it's coming. My
Uh,
brash opinion's coming. But I think podcasting is potentially the best form of an inbound lead.
Inbound lead.
Yeah. So you can create a show around your niche and whatever you sell or whatever you serve, and then have
Mhm.
people on the show who could be potential customers.
As I mean, that's kind of like what we're doing, but they're not our customers. We're
Cor-
interviewing people
cor-
building an empire.
Correct, but we have nothing to sell them, right? We're just selling brand equity
Yeah, yeah.
exchange. But if you're a business, right? So my business, my company gives out business loans. If they were to interview business owners,
Who are interested in business loans
not even interested in business loans, just talk about
or
their
yeah,
business,
yeah. Well, it's a
whatever.
prospect, I guess, because they're a
Uh,
business owner.
exactly. So, but that goes for the same for your cousin. What did you say he does? We
Well, he's a
networking. You said
veteran in the army, and I guess he hosts or sponsors a lot of events. So he wants obviously more veterans to come to these events. So he's trying to just, I guess, create a
well,
platform.
not only do you create a platform, but you're creating a community around the platform,
Yeah,
which is pretty easily done in that sector. Just have people on tell their story
yeah,
because those stories are Well, the real
I
insane
mean, they
ones you're
could
probably
be.
not going to get.
Yeah. I mean, it could revoke some or provoke some PTSD or something.
Yeah, that's why that's because I mean the real crazy stories you need like a real hardcore guy that's like don't have PTSD. That's like fuck it. But like
Yeah.
how many of those are around? Because I'm soft as shit on the inside.
That's all right. I was just looking at a post where Logic was saying how everyone thinks Drake is soft, but he's like, he owns it. He's like, that's all right. I'm a
Oh,
soft
that was 2 days
billionaire.
ago. Oh,
Yeah.
not only that, but he said not only he said the hate is what actually made him rise.
Yeah.
It was conversation.
Yeah. Apparently he's and I guess you could agree because the more known you are, the more people hate you. It's like
Well,
crazy. You can't have fame without hate.
no, but you also have to block out the same people who love you and say you're the best. You have to block that person out the same way someone tells you you're a piece of shit and they hate you.
As in, you can't let it get to your head.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Either side you have to
oh
block
yeah.
out completely evenly. But like I know I'm the shit. I'm great. I don't need
Well,
someone to tell me that.
no, yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you don't get if someone telling you you're good doesn't go to your head and you can block that out, then you can easily block out someone who's telling you you suck. So if you don't let things blow up your ego and whatever, then people shouldn't be able to bring you down.
I will say this though, Drake and Russ are the only two rappers that can out rap your favorite rapper and drop your girl's favorite song.
Yeah, well, they are two at the top. Although Post Malone's up there.
He is not out rapping my favorite rapper.
He's not out rapping, no, but he may outsell.
I mean, he's in a totally different genre of music. The
Well,
way
yeah,
he
only his
create
first song
first
was
off, the
like
way he
rapping.
created his damn career is so
Genius.
evasive. Would that be the word? Where
Uh,
you can like maneuver, right? Go in and out. He constitutes for every genre. It's like not even fair. This guy has pop, R&B, rap,
that's great.
hip hop,
Smart.
all from. I know. Well, I mean,
Well, he
it turned off a lot of
well that's
colleagues.
well he came out with the rap song that made him big or White Iverson. I don't know if you want to call it exactly a rap song, but then he completely changed his genre. He just knew he needed some piece to get out there. He's killing
Fucking
it
guy.
though. I'm waiting for that Post
Brash.
Malone and Juice song coming out.
I thought you were waiting for my brash opinion.
Well,
I
speaking
got
of Juice,
excited. I got excited.
speaking of Juice, he does say something about brash decisions. So let's hear it. Get
All right.
brash opinion from Chris Marshall.
Or this could be a deciding factor. This could be a straight up decision. And unlike you, I'm not an arrogant, egotistical
Whoa, whoa,
D.
whoa, whoa, whoa,
What?
whoa! That's a
What?
brash opinion right there.
Well, sure is.
That
Sure
is a
is.
brash opinion.
Yeah, well, you know what?
Egotistical. You just said that you
Yep,
are the shit, and they're calling me egotistical.
yep. I'm a future GOAT. But with that being said, I mean, you said last week on your brash decision how great you are.
Yeah, I like
I'm
to
just gonna
think that
shut my
I'm
mouth. I'm
great.
just gonna shut my mouth. I got no leg to stand on right after saying I'm a future GOAT and make that opinion. God damn.
Yeah, that's a good clip to put up.
So, yeah, then you make the damn clip, fucker. My brash opinion. Frank G, who is my favorite athlete?
LeBron James.
LeBron James. That is correct. I love LeBron James. LeBron
Uh-huh.
James, I think, is better than Michael Jordan.
Certainly more relevant.
I think that argument is really subjective on what storyline you prefer. But my brash opinion
Oh, I hope it's not going against my
is
boy
that
Tom Brady.
the I am getting there. Could you let me get there? Could you let me get there?
Yeah.
Could you let me get there first?
So I can anticipate sometimes what you say, but all right, let's hear it.
You fucking guy. You're ruining my whole fucking segment over here. Tom Brady is the greatest athlete in my lifetime.
It's pretty wild what he's accomplished. It's pretty incredible to be honest. 43 years old.
I guess athlete. I don't know. I don't know if you can use the term athlete or sports career or because I don't know if he's the greatest athlete.
I mean, he is the slowest
That's
and
what I'm saying. I mean, athletically.
He's definitely. I mean, he's athletic in the sense that he could throw a football. His IQ on the field is through the roof. So like maybe he's the smartest. He has the most successful athletic career.
In my
He
lifetime, I would
he
say he is the most successful athlete I have ever seen, and I think ever will.
ever will be. I mean, that's
It's a very brash opinion. I get it.
well, that's just because there's so much life to live. So who knows? I mean,
Uh,
Mahomes is 26 and he's going to 2 Super Bowls.
Bro, I understand what you're saying. There's so much life to live, but I mean, this guy played for 2/3 of my life.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he was my quarterback for 2 decades. I'm
Shut
not
up,
disagreeing
you
with you here.
Tom Brady front runner,
Front
bitch.
runner, shut the hell up.
Fucking guy.
My boy Tom Brady is on a team with his boy Gronk. That just makes me happy. They're
Yeah.
going to the Patriots have been to 11 Super Bowls. Tom Brady's been to 10. It's just crazy.
And that's my brash opinion.
Well, I
That's
mean, I guess I agree with your brash opinion, yeah.
my
Because
fucking guy.
Tom Brady's been to the Super Bowl. I forgot the stat, like 47%, 44% of his career, and Steph Curry makes like 42% of his three pointers. So Tom Brady has more chance to go to the Super Bowl than Steph Curry does making a 3-pointer.
I don't know if that is evenly
I mean,
that
there's just
there's
more.
no
There's a
correlation.
bigger sample size. What do you mean? It's all numbers. It's not my fault. You
Man,
take
stop.
hundreds of threes. There's only 20 chances to go to the Super Bowl.
First off, if we're talking about Tom Brady being the greatest athlete of my lifetime, I don't think I have seen any innovator of a sport that transcended the sport the way Steph Curry has with basketball.
As in, it's now a 3-point game.
Man, you have kids who wanted to be Shaq and just
Yeah,
dunk the ball to
yeah,
kids who are chucking up
absolutely.
half court shots.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I mean that I certainly can't do either.
I know you can't do either. I seen you play ball.
Well, I mean I've beaten you a bunch of times, but
Please. There was like an 8-month span where you couldn't beat me. You were getting tight.
we played horse.
All right.
That don't count. See?
All right. Seems like you have a brash opinion over there, I
All right,
suppose.
well, I mean, there's no evidence yet.
I mean, by your tone, you kind of concluded my evidence. You were like, we were playing horse. So you were saying that we weren't playing a one-on-one or basketball, but you did kind of confirm that you did lose an astronomical amount of
I mean,
games
I
in
wouldn't say
horse.
astronomical, but
I would though. That's the word I chose. You don't have to choose
I
that
mean,
word.
it's not. There's plenty of things to go along with this. I mean, if you ended up getting me high in like the woods and then made me play basketball, what do you want me to do?
Play better. We want the same. We want the same playing field. I mean, there was no variable. It's not like I got you high and then sat there and hydrated.
Oh man, haven't played basketball in years now. Certainly played all the time though. No matter if it was 20 degrees or 80 degrees.
Yeah. What's our minute span here?
We're on the 24th minute.
24th minute. I tell you, I was we didn't really promo our last episode at all, and it didn't do so hot. So that was interesting.
Well, the one before that we had, I guess,
Our
someone,
best episode ever. Yeah.
and then someone else also promoting it a bunch.
Yep. That makes sense. I tell you, the end of the month, working corporate sales, I am tired. I'm worn the fuck out. And corporate, man. Corporate, I feel like I'm putting a foot on the employees. That always sucks.
A foot on the employees, as into like put pressure on them.
Yeah, I feel slightly pressured.
Hmm. You
I
don't like
have to.
pressure at work.
I don't like pressure at all, unless I'm trying to make a diamond.
Hmm.
Pressure's not me. I don't like pressure. Pressure makes me look the other way and light up.
Well, I mean, I've been certainly feeling the pressure of the corporate world for many months now because of this pandemic. I mean, when you obviously you as well, but you also had different tasks during the pandemic with your job.
Yeah, which was absolutely awful.
Yeah. And I mean, if you have a quota to sell things during a time where you are absolutely below last year's numbers, it is most likely that you as well have pressure.
So here's the thing though. If you have a quota and you reach your quota, and that is a very tangible key indicator of your performance, and you're based on that, you're paid on that, should you be micromanaged to an extent?
I mean, I don't think micromanagement works well in like large corporations
I
and
don't think
large
it ever
businesses.
works well. And the minute I feel any slight bit of micromanagement, I feel pressure from corporate, which makes me think that they could begin change, which could be negative, impactful.
On the company or and yourself, you're saying?
Yeah, because a company and corporate could gas people out. They could
Mm-hmm.
they could change your role, they could change your comp, they could change your role to where you don't like your comp. They could I mean there's so many ways they can maneuver shit. And that sucks
Well,
because you
if
have no
yeah,
say.
oh yeah, of course. Well, that's what happens when you don't technically have financial freedom and you work for another company. But if they're changing things up to make it real shitty for you, they essentially most likely just want you out the door.
Yeah, which isn't happening necessarily yet, although I am required to do more work currently, and I'm not liking to do more work.
Oh man, I don't even know what to say to that. To be
I
honest.
know, I hear you, and I love my job. I love everybody out my job, but I guess you the more work you do as a sales guy doesn't equate to
To
more
more money.
sales.
Yeah. No, but I'm sure a company sees the time spent at work while you're at home. And I'm sure for many people and many companies, the people working from home are
They
doing
abuse and take advantage of that.
absolutely, which is why
Understood.
people will be going back to the offices as soon as companies can.
But from a sales perspective, where you get a number and you are judged on that number,
Well, then you should be judged on other things. If you shouldn't be only judged on that number. I mean, there's many things that I'm judged for. I mean, I'm a manager of a store, so I'm judged on how not just on making the numbers, but on also like KPIs or well, that's sales as well. But how many long-term relationships I've held, how many people come back. It's not just if I hit the number. I have money. I have more responsibilities than to just sell. So I don't. Do you not have any other responsibilities but to sell?
I tell you, you're making me look and sound bad, I suppose. My responsibility is to sell and maintain relationships, which I'm doing. But more phone calls does not equate to more sales, which sucks because more calls could be properly managed, right? You can see if someone makes phone calls,
Yeah, absolutely. You see how many times the
which
phone dials.
yeah, which is a way you can be audited. But how does it feel knowing more calls don't equate to more sales, but you're obligated to make the calls because you're being judged on it? Like, I'd rather use my time more efficiently for the company to do something different.
Well, I guess that's why you're doing. I guess I don't know more work. Maybe they gave you a new task or something.
Well, they just said make more fucking phone calls. And now I have to make more fucking phone calls. And I mean, I tell you what, I made fucking 100 phone calls in like 2 days, and 2 people answered.
Well, I mean, I don't. I mean, I don't know if you're cold calling, but like that just it's a tough world out there right now.
I get it, but like what sucks about corporate is how we're discussing things. This is from our point of view and our perspective, which is literally the bottom of the barrel. I guess you're a little higher there, right? I would, in my role, I would be working for you. You're the manager. I'm just an employee.
Yeah, but
But
ultimately, still have people to
you're
answer to.
just as clueless, really,
Yeah, yeah,
in the sense from what's happening truly above
yeah. The
all the
big,
way down.
yeah, absolutely.
And like, I talk about creating passion to find financial freedom. I have no problem working a 9 to 5 for the rest of my life, even if, let's say, we were to make 200,000 off this podcast. I would still do a 9 to 5, just because if it's not bothering me and I enjoy it and the people I like, I'm not gonna leave it.
And if it's making you more money that you have the
Of
time
course,
for,
then you stick with it. But corporate just always freaking sucks in not being transparent.
well, that's because there's office politics, corporate politics that always exist. You always got to play some type of game. It's
Which
all
I understand, because if I'm at the top of the leader, or
you.
I'd be
Yeah,
like, yo, motherfuckers, make calls. I'm paying you.
yeah, yeah,
I'm paying you.
yeah,
Get what are you
yeah.
doing? What are you doing? So I can't be mad, because I understand, and that's why I think I'm a great employee, which many Gen Zs and millennials lack, in the sense of discipline, and they don't understand, like, being a subordinate. Like, I'm a
Yeah,
subordinate. I have
absolutely.
like I have to listen to people. I have to be respectful, and most people can't.
Yeah. Well, if you could think of it that way, as in if you were to say this was your company, you obviously are going to want people to work and you're obviously going to want them to comply and to not be insubordinate. So if you're working for someone, you need to have the same mentality in the opposite way, where you know you need to do what is told or is said.
Unfortunately, when you're on the other side of it and you don't care about an individual because you're part of a large company and you could just replace anyone, the message gets lost, man. And that's where I think I'd be an awesome boss.
You give people a bunch of chances.
It de- depends. If you're late twice, I don't want you working for me at all. You got no more chances.
Wow, late twice.
I mean, you better have two good fucking reasons.
How late? A minute late?
I know. I mean, if you're 30, if you're 20 plus minutes late, you got some
Wow,
explaining to do.
man,
You got some explaining to do.
you will be running a tight ship.
Yo,
Everybody
man,
better be in line at 8 o'clock in the morning.
bro, I'm telling you, it's just, if I'm there an hour early, you better be there at least 5 minutes early.
I see them. I see how you view that. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree
So,
with you.
and
Two
if
times.
you make a couple of mistakes, like 100, 200 times, when it comes to like Salesforce or something, I forgive you. I've been there.
100, 200 times, but you
I've
can't
been
be
there.
late. But you can't be late
You can't
twice.
be late though. You can't be late. You can make a mistake on the computer and not knowing how to say a specific sales line,
Yeah.
right? You can learn that, but I can't fucking teach you how to be on time.
Well, you could stress it, but that's funny. You're gonna have your new employees are gonna come in, and you're gonna get Joe, who's been there for a year, be like, "I'll tell you what, just don't be late.
Just
Just don't be late. It's the only thing you need to
be
know
on
about.
time.
Just be on time. Be early if you can."
Yeah, and look, I'll be the first one to say it. I am the first one in the door, but I am also the first one out the door. So
Well, I mean, that's because you want, I'm like the first one out the door as well. I want to go when my time's done, but yeah, it's not when I got to be there early. Ain't no problem. But
there's nothing worse when people pressure you to stay late. What? Fuck you.
yeah, I mean, I don't ever feel that because obviously there's like a closing time, but where people come in and whatnot.
Closing time.
It is almost closing time as well. But I have something funny that So I relate to messing up like a sales line, or really like how you're supposed to, I guess, answer the phone. When I used to work for Josh, shout out Josh,
Shout out
back in
Josh.
the mall, he I answered the phone and it was like the regional manager, and I said the greeting incorrectly. She goes, "Frank, I'm gonna hang up. Make sure you say that the right way." And she hung up, and I'm like, "What the like?" And Josh is like, "What happened?" She's like, "She hung up on me saying I better say this correctly." He's like, "Why are you kidding me?" I mean, it was like I said like my name before saying what I was supposed to say. All I know is I'm like, "Josh, what the heck do I have to say? I don't even know. I don't even know it."
I tell you, see, that's someone who is a bit crazy, who had a bad day potentially, or is
Yeah.
overcompensating.
Well, the company was going bankrupt, I'm pretty sure.
Everyone in that mall went bankrupt that we
Yeah.
worked.
Yeah.
I I had an apron in Tivana. I wish I had. See, this is where I wish I had my new computer and setup, because then like I could potentially just press buttons and have fucking music, because I'd be going down fucking memory lane Monday right now. Although it's Thursday technically.
Yeah. Haven't done a memory lane in a while. I mean, I was also working at a job in the mall where I didn't get paid because the company went bankrupt. Pet company. I worked
Oh
with
yeah, that
holding
did
dogs.
happen. Oh, that was actually funny. That was funny.
I should have taken a dog home with me as my pay.
Love dogs. But what I was gonna say though with Tivana is I had an apron making teas, and they got secret shopped but I didn't work there. I was working at Proactive. I used to just go in there and make tea. And I got secret shopped,
Did you
but I
nail it?
wasn't but I wasn't an employee.
Well, did you nail the secret shop, or were they like, the hell is this?
No, bro. I mean, that manager got shitted on. Oof.
Oh, he probably got fired.
Yeah, I don't think he got fired, but I sure got yelled at.
Well, I'll tell you, they certainly don't have as strict rules as you're gonna have in your job if you didn't get fired.
I was on the job, working at another job for just cut. Oh man, I tell you, good times. My 20s have been a good time.
That's for sure, man. Last year, we'll see what it's got coming.
All right, well, I'm out. I guess I'll catch you next week, kid. We'll see Ankit, and
Yes, sir.
we'll get into our monies.
We'll see you guys next week.
Peace.
Peace.